Hey guys, Jeff with Top Star Mobile Detailing, Las Vegas. In this video, we're going to be talking about why I upgraded my tow rig and preparing for unexpected big expenses that may happen in your business. Let's jump into the video. Yeah, so you guys might have noticed in some of my other videos, I was driving around another BMW X5. There's a 2013 that had around 90,000 miles on it, which was a great tow vehicle while it lasted. But I was starting to have some issues with it as far as maintenance goes. Just to give you an idea, like some of the things that I was replacing over the last 6 months were new tires, new brakes, the air suspension went out, O2 sensors, things like that. To give you an approximate, was around $10,000 in repairs over the cost of 6 months. About a month and a half ago, I was en route to a detail, and as I'm merging onto the highway, just to give you a quick story on it, the engine malfunction light came on and basically cut the power to the vehicle, which is not ideal when you're towing a trailer full of water. It's pretty scary in Las Vegas traffic. But long story short, I brought it into BMW and they told me that the turbos were shot and needed to be replaced. I was looking at around $11,000 in repairs in order to fix the vehicle. So I was really struggling with what to do at that point. I had already invested so much into repairs over the last 6 months, and I was kind of going back and forth of, do I want to put any more money into the vehicle to actually fix it? And where does it end? Even if I do fix it, is it just going to be something else, you know, in another month or two down the line? So ultimately, after giving it some thought, I ended up just trading that one in towards a new BMW, or newer BMW. This is a 2023, basically the same model that I had before. Main difference is the other one was a twin turbo V8. This one's actually the B58 V6 motor. One of the things that I like about this one is it actually gets much better gas mileage. The V8 model was getting somewhere around 13 miles per gallon without the trailer, and when I was actually pulling the trailer, it was around 9-10. So not great for gas mileage. This actually is amazing. It's getting around 26 miles per gallon without the trailer, and even when I'm towing the trailer, it's getting around 20 miles per gallon. So huge savings in fuel. On the other one, I was spending somewhere between $1,000 to $1,200 a month in fuel costs. This cuts that in half, so it's really nice, essentially making, you know, half the payment for me on the vehicle. So this vehicle has pretty much all of the options that the other one had. It's fully loaded. It had every option that I wanted, that I needed. The only thing that it didn't have, the one thing that it didn't have, was the actual trailer hitch that I need to pull the trailer. So that was something that I had to have installed separately. I made an appointment with a U-Haul. They're the only place in Las Vegas that actually does the hitches. The drawback was it was going to take approximately 2 to 3 weeks for me to actually get the hitch installed, which mean I was needing another vehicle, you know, for the meantime, or I was not going to be able to work during that time. Just to tell you a funny story about the hitch on that just popped into my head. I got the hitch installed and I was driving around, I'm pulling the trailer, and within the first 3 days of having the trailer on the new hitch, I was almost in a couple of really bad wrecks, right? It was like people flipping me off and screaming at me and cursing at me, and I was like, what is going on? Why is everyone like so aggro on the roads? You know, why is everyone so mad right now, you know? And so it wasn't until a couple of days go by that I realized later that they actually wired my turn signals backwards. So when I would put the left turn signal on my vehicle, the right turn signal would come on the trailer. So for a couple of days, every time I was signaling I was going to go left, like on the highway or something, and then at the last second I'm actually going right and I'm cutting people off left and right. And I realized it. I was like, oh man, this whole time, like I was the jerk. I'm like, it's all my fault, you know. And I'm like, it's because they wired it backwards, and so I had to take it back and have them rewire it again to fix that issue.
All right, Jeff. So people are gonna wonder, why another BMW?
Yeah, I guess I'm just a glutton for punishment. No, you know, I've always really loved the BMWs. It's been kind of like my dream car for a long time. It's something that I can use for the business as like a tow rig to tow my trailer, but it's also really nice when I just disconnect it from the trailer and I want to have a nice vehicle to, you know, drive around town, throw it in sport mode and go cruise around. But there's a few different reasons on it. Really is I also try to present my business as a luxury brand, so where it has that aesthetic of the luxury vehicle, the luxury brand that I try to bring to my clients, and it does help me, you know, with those type of clients. I do think that when they see me pulling the trailer with the BMW, it just looks like, you know, a very high-end luxury setup. So it definitely helps me out with the brand and for marketing purposes on that. A few of the things that that are really important when you're considering a vehicle to tow your trailer. Number one is going to be the towing capacity of the vehicle, right? What is it capable of towing? This one is, I want to say 7,200 pounds, and my trailer, probably even with a full water tank, is around half that. So it'll pull that around fairly easily. Definitely not an issue as far as the towing capacity goes. Another thing that I think is important with the tow rig would be the turn radius, right? So the thing I like about using an SUV versus a truck is not only is it shorter when you have it hooked up to the trailer, it doesn't take up as much room for parking, but it has a really good turn radius where you can cut a sharp corner with it. Is really helpful in like apartment complex, or you're in areas that are like tight spaces where you need to maneuver. Whereas when you have a pickup truck, it becomes a lot more difficult. You find yourself having to make like a lot of 3-point turns to maneuver around, and it's a lot longer with a truck, right? Couple other things that I look for as far as in a tow vehicle, the horsepower and the torque are two very important things. I would say that probably the minimum you want to have for horsepower would be like 300 horsepower, and the same with torque, 300 torque or above. Otherwise, it's going to be a dog. It's going to be really weak when it comes to pulling. You're just not going to have the power that you need to pull the trailer, you know, effectively, merging onto highways and things like that. So that would be another important factor to me. Reliability. Now I know BMWs are probably not the most reliable vehicle. You know, that being said, this is under warranty until 2027. So if anything happens with it, it's fully covered. I don't intend on keeping it probably past the warranty this time around. I learned a valuable lesson on the last one, is once the warranty's out, you're better off just, you know, selling it and moving on to something else. So, you know, I guess another reason why I chose the BMW was I'm a car guy. I mean, I'm a detailer, right? So like for me, I'm surrounded by like nice cars all the time, right? You go to clients' houses and they have beautiful cars, and it's motivation for me, right? To like work hard and know that if I work hard, I can have a nice vehicle like this. You know, I'm going to be 51 here in a couple of weeks, so for me, it's like life's short. You know, I want a nice vehicle to where life's too short for me to drive a boring car at this stage in life. So I like having that, you know, a nice vehicle to where I can incorporate that into my business as well as my personal life.
All right, Jeff. So this happens to a lot of detailers. vehicle problems. What did you do while your vehicle was down or you didn't have a vehicle?
Yeah, so that was one of the things was, you know, buying this, I wasn't able to put on a hitch for a couple weeks. So I had to have another vehicle in order to continue to work. Luckily for me, U-Haul actually rents pickup trucks. And it was, I want to say, around $400 a week total for a pickup truck, fully insured. That gave you up to 50 miles per day, which worked out for me. So it's about $400 a week. And so I did rent a truck through them, and that pretty much saved me. It allowed me to continue to work because I was extremely busy that week too when this happened. It's not like you can plan for your vehicle breaking down and know that that's going to happen ahead of time. So, you know, I did be able to get the truck last minute. Whereas, you know, if I actually had a van set up and went through that same problem, like the engine blew up or the transmission or something, it would have been really bad because you have all your equipment mounted inside, right? Whereas like with the trailer, I could just take that and hook it up to a U-Haul truck. If you're working out of a van and your motor blows up like that and it's going to be in the shop for a couple weeks, or it's just done altogether, your options are going to be unbolt everything from inside your trailer, take it all out, not your trailer, your van, take it all out and have to build out a new van, which is going to take weeks on its own, or wait for them to do the repairs in the shop, which could be anywhere from a week to a couple weeks to a month, depending on how serious it is and how backed up they are. So, you know, it's definitely one of the benefits of having a trailer versus a van in those scenarios. Just my input on that anyways. Let me know what you guys think.
All right, Jeff. So, is this a personal vehicle or under the business?
Yeah, so when I actually bought this through BMW, I decided to put it all under my LLC, under the business name. A couple reasons for that is it's over the weight limit that allows it to be qualified for the tax write-off. So one of the cool things about an SUV or a truck, if it's above 6,000 pounds gross weight, it qualifies it to be a tax write-off or a tax deduction for you anyway. So I did put it under the business name. The only drawback that I'll say about doing that was I didn't anticipate how it would affect my car insurance, right? So the negative side of that would be my car insurance essentially doubled too, because when you're insuring a commercial vehicle that you're using for business purposes, it's at a higher price point than through your personal, registering it personally for yourself. So I didn't anticipate that, and I guess it's probably a wash for what it's saving me in taxes versus what I'm paying in higher insurance, you know.
And last question is, what do you want people to take away from this?
Yeah, I guess the whole point of the video was really just to be prepared for unexpected expenses, because you never know when stuff's going to happen. I wasn't planning on my vehicle blowing up and having to buy a new vehicle or having to spend that kind of money in repairs. And it could be anything. It might not even be your vehicle. It could be something with your health. You know, maybe you get injured and you're not able to work. The important thing is just planning for this stuff. I know it can be hard. It can be difficult as detailers, you know, when you're living month to month and you don't have a lot of money to set aside. But it's really important to be able to put together some type of little emergency fund on the side. Even if it's a few $1,000s or something, you just want to have that available in case you have something like this happen. Because for me, you know, if I wasn't in a position to where I had some money put aside, you know, I don't know what I would have done. You know, you would have to take out a loan or something like that in order to get another vehicle or pay for those repairs. So, you know, that's really what I want you guys to take away from the video, guys, is just plan for these type of things. Failing to plan for this stuff is planning to fail. So, you know, just have that foresight and plan ahead on that. And that's it. That's, you know, the reasons why I upgraded my tow rig in this video. And then also we covered planning for unexpected big expenses in your business. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you in the next video.